Thank you so much. Shavua Tov. Beautiful. Very nice. I didn't know you can speak in Hebrew now, so kol hakavod. Thank you. So Shavua Tov, everyone. My name is Ariel Cohen. I was born and grew up in Yerushalayim, Israel. I have lived here for about 3 years and served as a JLIC rabbi of the Orthodox community in Brandeis University. For the past 3 months, I have served in Gaza as part of the fighting that is still happening there is this very moment. Just a second. I was invited by Rabbi Hellman to speak here tonight, and I'm very grateful for that. I won't take a lot of time. I won't take a lot of your time, just a couple of minutes. Also, I won't make you cry tonight. I think everyone here has seen many videos and heard about too many sad stories. In the few minutes allotted to me to speak, I would like to share with you the beauty that I experience in this world, from the perspective of soldier. I would like to share a bit about the incredible unity, the achdut, of the Jewish people, and a bit about the support and encouragement we received during my time there. This community and some other communities deserve to hear about all you have given and done for us soldiers. So I'm pretty sure that almost each and every one of you received a request to buy a tactical helmet, tactical vest, tactical uniform, tactical flashlights, tactical gloves, tactical shoes, tactical socks, and even tactical underwear. Anyone knows what tactical means? And all of you opened your hearts and your wallets and donated hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars, all just to help the soldiers who defend our country, which is our country, no matter where we live. So first and foremost, on behalf of myself and my friends who received quite a bit of this equipment, I want to thank you. Thank you for donating, thank you for donating without limits, even without really knowing which unit or which soldier will receive what. Thank you for stopping everything in your regular life and turning the shuls and school and the entire community into a support system for the army. This support was felt and is felt, and I'm here mainly to say thank you. I want to share with you a number of stories that happened to me personally, in which I saw our strength as a nation and the incredible support I received. So as a nation, I served as a rabbi in Brandeis University, and on Shmini Atzeret I was in shul like every one of you. One of the university administrators came into shul in panic and called my wife out during davening and told her that something terrible had happened in Israel. My wife waved at me from the women's section, and I went outside, and then this woman informed us that there had been the terrorist attack, and there had been over 30 deaths, and that there was also hostages taken. So now, 30 deaths sounds terrible, but unfortunately we have seen these numbers before, so I said to myself, fine, another bad day in Israel. After a few minutes, she returned back with notes she had written down outlining the major headlines. We slowly saw the numbers climb up and up and up. And so, every hour, she came to update us what the status of the situation was. She started printing out the latest updates from the Jerusalem Post website for us, and she would put it in our mailbox so we could read what was happening. I remember I saw a picture of a pickup truck inside the what you remember the white pickup truck with a machine gun on it with a Palestinian license plate, and then she printed out and I said, oh my God, this is a war. But it was so important to her to come every hour to the university just to make sure that if we need anything, if we want her to call our relative in Israel, or if any student need anything. When the holiday ended, we immediately called our families and realized how bad the situation was. A little bit about my military background. I served in an elite unit called Givati. I served as a sniper, a hammer driver, and a commander. And since I don't live in Israel, I didn't have to go back to reserve. But I had no doubt that I had no doubt at all that I had to go back. However, I was faced a dilemma of my responsibility toward our Brandeis community. Or as my wife asked me in those days, where are you most happy, here or there? It took me a few days to make the decision to leave. And after sorting out of all the bureaucracy, I bought a plane ticket. By the way, at the same time, I still didn't have a tzav shmona. I just bought the ticket and said it will be okay. After I bought the ticket, I started to receive a lot of requests for equipment from my friends, from my units, team member in my units. And with the help of my wife, I'm very bad in like Amazon and all of that. So my wife helped me to build a wish list. So we built a wish list, and less than a day, good people like you, like a lot of families of students, parents of students from Brandeis University, bought the entire list and also called me to ask that I make another list just so they could buy more. Just so you understand, our basement was so full of boxes, they reached out to the ceiling. The Amazon truck unloaded in our house for 2 hours every day. I started packing this thing into bags, and I filled 7 large duffel bags. Of course, who's Betzason here? Betzason. Someone from Betzason called me and said, can I take you to the airport? Like I didn't even ask. Someone offered to take me to the airport. I also received a lot of packages of letters to soldiers from my Maimonides school, from JLIC, from Brandeis University, and you have no idea what all these letters did to our soldiers. If I had time, I would show you pictures. So at the day of the flight, I arrived at the airport, and the woman at the check-in asked me, who is going to pay for all these bags? Now, I was sure that it was okay to bring bags for free because of the war. It turned out that it cost money. It took 2 minutes and another nice lady who was standing behind me pulled out her credit card and said, I'm paying you. When I landed in Israel, I couldn't carry all the bags by myself. So I asked a guy who was standing next to me, where you pick up all your suitcases, if he can help me. So imagine the situation, 2 people with 7 large duffel bags, which all look the same, trying to go through the green lane of the Gaza. Of course, the inspectors stopped us right away and directed us straight to the red lane. In the red lane, I explained to the inspector that it's all donations, but they said that if it doesn't come from a known organization, you can't just bring military equipment into Israel. Again, I'm speaking about the first day of the war. I know now it's very organized and everyone can bring some stuff. After 15 minutes of trying to convince them, suddenly a woman whose name I still don't know came up to me and said to me like that, tell them I would say it in Hebrew, it sounds more authentic. תגיד להם שהכל שלי. Tell them that everything belongs to me and wait for me outside. Even though I had no idea who this woman was, somehow I felt quite safe to leave her with $10,000 worth of equipment and wait for her outside. After 30 minutes, I met her outside, and someone is carrying all over her bags, and I hear a yell out of him, Yalla, Shabbat. Means like, do it faster, it's almost Shabbat. Apparently 3 years in America spoiled my Israeli manners because I was a bit shocked by this lady. The bottom of the line is she came to me and she said, like, she ignored the fact that we just like did something illegal, and she came to me and said, like, Neshama, lahan ata tzarich? I mean, like, where do you need to go? I don't know this lady till nowadays. She loaded all the bags into her car and drove me to a place in Tel Aviv where they picked me up for the hour. When we were saying goodbye to each other, she yelled, call me for anything you need. Only problem is she forgot to give me her phone number, but this phrase is something that I heard over and over again at the last 3 months. Call me for everything you need. From people that I don't know, for people that I never heard about, they just say, call me for everything you need. And that's how my war began for me. If I had enough time, I would highlight all the incredible stories of the support I, my family, my soldiers, and other experiences during this time. From the number of students from Brandeis who showed up to help my wife with the kids, play with them, give her a break, to the number of students' parents who called my wife to offer mental, financial, and emotional support, to the number of families, and some of them are sitting here in the audience, who sent us food every day until there was no more room in the refrigerator. Or after 5 weeks in Gaza, I just needed to return home for a short break, and with a couple minutes of telling a friend, someone contacted me about wanting to buy me a plane ticket. Or the number of the barbecues and special concerts us soldiers got to experience in the last 3 months, and all for free. But I don't have time for all that, so I would like to tell you only 2 stories that might show you the amazing spirit of Am Yisrael and all the unity in that group. Has anyone here heard about the name Tzomet Gilat? Okay. Tzomet Gilat, Tzomet is a junction, Gilat, that's a name, it's a place in Taos, Gilat Junction. So Gilat Junction is a central junction in Taos that everyone driving toward Gaza must pass through. It's a junction that was purchased by a donor, and they built a complex. They provide free food for soldiers every day. Massage station, a station for pedicure, free haircut, free laundry station, music. And when I say the food station, it's like, imagine like a wedding hall, shawarma, hamburger, just come and choose whatever you want for free, non-stop. You can come as much as you want, every day. Someone just donated it. One day, a female student texted me and says, Rabbi, I'm volunteering in Tzomet Gilat. I was in Gaza at the same time, so I texted her back. I said, I will be back in Israel the following day, and I will try to meet you there. The next day I returned to Israel and drove with a Hummer to Gilat Junction, and from afar I can already hear her shout, Dad, come meet my rabbi. I saw that all the soldiers who understood English were looking to some big rabbi with a beard and a suit and a tie. No one was imagined that she's speaking to a soldier with a vest and a hammer. I met a student, and it turned out that she arrived with her whole family, parents and 5 other siblings. And then I thought to myself, these people spent so much money just to get here. They could have spent their winter break in Hawaii or Mexico, but instead they chose to come here, instead all day flipping hamburgers, cutting onion, and washing dishes just to support us. If this is not unity, what is it? What is unity? The other story is, after I returned from my break at home, we were transferred to the southwest part of Gaza, Khan Yunis. So just so you understand, the army drafted almost 500,000 reserve soldiers in less than a week. The army really has no place to put all these 500,000 soldiers. So Israelis, being Israelis, know how to come up with a solution. One of the solutions was to find homes that were still intact in kibbutzim on the border, and to sleep in these homes where these families have been evacuated. Anyway, they asked them to leave the house, and they leave the house empty. So we started to look for empty houses in one of the places in the kibbutzim. A very nice lady heard that we were looking for a place to stay, and she called me and she asked me, listen to the words. She said, please, use my house, use our kitchen, sleep in our beds, please take a shower in our bathrooms, please use the laundry, this is your house from now on. The story behind this house is that it belongs to a couple. By the way, it was the first house next to Khan Yunis. Like when they broke the border, their house was the first house to break in. The story behind this house is that it belonged to a couple, that both of them served in the army in a top secret position. On October 7, terrorists broke into their house. Luckily, they weren't there on Shabbat. This did not prevent the terrorists from eating their food and resting on their sofa in their living room. When we received the house, we had a significant amount of cleanup to do, and this became our house for the next months, as we went in and out of Gaza. In Gaza, you kind of lose track of time. For example, I did not remember there was a Rosh Chodesh, and for the first time in my life, I did not have a Musaf of Rosh Chodesh. So when I came back to Israel, I called my wife and she said, Chodesh Tov. I said, oh my goodness, it was Rosh Chodesh yesterday. So I marked in my head that on Friday it would be Asara B'Tevet. We were inside Gaza, and we were supposed to come back to Israel on Friday night, Asara B'Tevet night. So I asked my commander for permission to leave the night before so I could fast. And I would take care of arranging Shabbat food to all the soldiers. He agreed, and I went out with one of the vehicles early Friday morning. However, now I had to find food for Shabbat for myself and all the rest of the soldiers. It was Friday morning, 4 a.m., and I sent a message to a friend of mine who lived here in Boston, and I said, I need help. He offered his help many times, and I said, do you want to help me? I need help for the soldiers for Shabbat. He texted me, I'm working on it. Within a few hours, I started receiving calls from many different people. Suddenly, I found myself receiving food non-stop. One of them sent me a whole pot of chulent from Tel Aviv. The other take care of challah and cakes. And suddenly, someone called me and asked me the address of the house that we are staying in. I said, why? He said, I'm sending you a taxi with a complete catering just for you. By Erev Shabbat, we no longer had room in the fridge, and I had to put food in the freezer. When I called this guy from getting back to say thank you, he told me, don't thank me. Call me for everything you need. There are many more stories and many experiences. I didn't even get to talking about the fighting at all. If anyone interested in hearing more about the tremendous miracle and experience in the battlefield, and you are welcome to contact me. I feel it is important to reach as many communities as possible to hear firsthand what's happening on ground, and to give a glimmer of hope. We as a Jewish people support one another no matter what. I will finish with tefillah, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bring back all the hostages to their homes soon. B'ri'im u'shlemim, refuat ha'nefesh u'refuat ha'guf, including my two own brothers still in Gaza. And Hashem will send complete healing to all of the wounded, protect our soldiers, and we will win this war as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and have a Shavua Tov.